The coming days are going to be very crucial for the future development of AI. Because this week, we faced the world's first AI cyber attack, and it started a chain reaction. With that, America's top AI companies are standing on two opposite fronts. And the argument regarding restricted access to open source AI is heating up, and even the US government's involvement is going to be in this. So let's know about all of them in this video. Let's start with the eruption. All these things start with OpenAI. When OpenAI was testing its new models, GPT 5.6 Sol and an unnamed model, on a cybersecurity benchmark, finding vulnerabilities and exploiting them in real software. To make this test more realistic, OpenAI reduced the security constraints on that AI, the ones that normally block it from performing any cyber task. And at the same time, these AIs were also handed tools, so they could find vulnerabilities more efficiently and actually exploit them. And apart from all of this, the surprising thing that happened, no one had thought of it. Instead of solving the benchmark problems the normal way, these AIs developed their own reasoning and thought, what if all these answers are already sitting somewhere? And holding on to that reasoning, they found a vulnerability in the sandbox, and through it, they got access to the internet. As soon as they were online, they tried to find the benchmark's answers in different locations. And eventually, they landed on Hugging Face. And along with that, they carried out cyber attacks on Hugging Face's infrastructure, chaining multiple exploits together one after another. In the end, all of this happened, and it became the first cyber attack carried out by an AI. Definitely, this was not an intentional attack. It just shows how unpredictably an AI can behave, even when nobody planned for it. And seeing all this, when Hugging Face's official team came to know about it and checked, and found out that an AI had attacked their server, they started investigating. They started going through the logs, and then they asked for help from other big AI tech companies. Definitely, the names are not officially revealed, but yeah, Anthropic, Google, and even OpenAI. But as a policy, all these AI companies refuse to reduce their security. And that's why they had to head over to GLM 5.2, which is an open source AI. And definitely, there's less restriction in it, so that they could understand the root cause of this cyber attack. And after a few days, when OpenAI checked their logs, they finally understood the full story. And then Hugging Face and OpenAI together investigated this and fixed it. But because of this and the repercussions that followed were far more dangerous. It was not just an event, it started a real separation between open source and closed source AI. Just on the 26th of July, Jensen Huang posted his first ever personal post on Twitter. And this post was not about any GPU or any AI model. It was about the Open Secure Alliance. And it was not just NVIDIA. Even big tech companies like Microsoft, IBM, Hugging Face, and the Linux Foundation joined this alliance. And according to this alliance, AI should not be kept behind a single closed source. Some AI companies should not have this much power. Even countries and researchers should have access to open AI so that they can innovate, audit, and improve AI security. As you saw in the previous incident, when Hugging Face was attacked, they were refused. The AI companies would not loosen their security, so Hugging Face couldn't use their models at all. And here, a very big question arises. If attackers can use AI against tech companies, how will those companies protect themselves when they don't have an AI model willing to defend them? And that's exactly why this alliance was formed, to support open source AI models. But still, several major players are notably missing from it. OpenAI, Meta, Google, and Anthropic are not part of the Open Secure AI Alliance. And people have started accusing them of wanting to restrict open source AI just to protect their own business. So that's why, after all this heat, Dario finally put a post on Anthropic's official website on the 27th of July. And in it, their stance was clear. No, we are not in favor of banning open source AI. But there was a twist to it, which I'll tell you. Dario mostly made 4 points in this post. Their first claim was that they do not want to ban open source AI models, and they never tried to. But this was a direct reply, because the policies people were accusing them of pushing are actually very different. Their second claim was, Yes, open source AI models can be very good and genuinely beneficial, but they also come with a problem. They can be used in cyber attacks and in creating biological weapons if left unmonitored. And this is their main concern. Anthropic's CEO Dario says, yes, open source AI models are great for accelerating human progress, and at the same time for increasing competition and research innovation. So AI models can grow even better. But still, there's a problem here. If they fall into the wrong hands, then we could face cyber attacks and bioweapons. This is their core point. The third point is their real concern. Anthropic argues that once a model becomes advanced enough to carry out cyber attacks or help build biological weapons, the kind of capability we saw involved in the GPT incident, releasing that model as open source becomes deeply problematic. Their claim is, it doesn't matter whether a model is open source or closed source. What matters is that before release, every model should pass through mandatory safety testing, so that no AI model, open or closed, ends up in the wrong hands. Their fourth claim was that they're not convinced by that NVIDIA-backed open letter, the one arguing that open models help defenders more than attackers. Arguing against this, they say AI models can just as easily help attackers build biological weapons, arguably more than they help defenders. So, yeah, it's not only about business, this is their concern about actual security. And apart from this, they pointed out one more thing. Instead of banning AI models, the government should get stricter by keeping advanced chips away from hostile governments. And here, they pointed at China specifically, and by cracking down on the large-scale model distillation. And their last point stayed the same. It doesn't matter whether it's an open source model or a closed source model. Every model needs to pass a mandatory safety test before release, whatever it ends up being. After Jensen Huang officially posted on Twitter about the Open Secure Alliance and backed the continuation of open source models, Anthropic dropped a bombshell of its own, the capability of Mythos to seriously weaken even post-quantum encryption. Here, Mythos went after two methods of encryption. The first was a post-quantum candidate called Hawk, and Mythos weakened it by roughly 50%. You can basically say its effective strength was cut in half. And this is the problematic part. Mythos has become so capable that it's not just breaking classical everyday encryption, it's chipping away at post-quantum cryptography, the kind built specifically to resist quantum computers. Now, I want to be clear, this Hawk algorithm isn't deployed yet. It's still just a proposed scheme, one of the candidates being considered for a future post-quantum standard. It's not out in the world. It's still in its early stages. The second thing Mythos went after is a little more concerning, because it's something already in use everywhere, a reduced round version of AAES, the encryption baked into almost every corner of the internet. And to be fair, Mythos didn't break it. It would be wrong to say that, but it found its weak points, researched them deeply, and was able to exploit them meaningfully. This doesn't mean encryption everywhere is suddenly broken. That's not the takeaway. What it actually shows is how capable AI has become at finding mathematical weaknesses that humans haven't noticed yet. And that same capability can help us build stronger algorithms and push security forward. But it's also a warning. It shows just how powerful a closed source model can be right now in today's world. And if a model this capable ever became open source and fell into the wrong hands, you can imagine what that means. And after all this, the Hugging Face attack, the Alliance fight, the encryption bombshell, OpenAI, Anthropic, and over 1,000 employees across the biggest AI labs came together and published something called Pacing the Frontier. Their ask is simple. As frontier AI keeps accelerating, the world needs the tools to deliberately slow it down if things start moving faster than we can safely manage, before it becomes a problem, not after. And their goal is clear. They want the safety work, the oversight, and the guardrails to keep pace with how fast these models are improving, so that what happened with Hugging Face, the cyber attacks, the encryption risks, all of it, doesn't spiral further, unchecked, going forward? And really, is open source AI actually secure? And should it be publicly available at all? So yeah, there are real problems here. If these models become capable enough to help create biological weapons or carry out cyber attacks, the consequences could be catastrophic, but in the right hands, they can accelerate human progress incredibly well. And that's the thing. If problems exist, so do solutions. And here's the proposed one. Build an international organization. One where people and countries from everywhere actually participate together and make sure that before any open source AI model is publicly released, it's properly tested, properly verified, so it doesn't produce dangerous outcomes. And that's why I think the future of AI could look completely different in just a few days, a few weeks even, because right now America's biggest AI companies are standing on opposite sides of this. And the one leading the charge on this front is Anthropic. And those were some of my thoughts, just personal thoughts, on open source AI and everything around this controversy. Okay, so I hope you liked this video, and please, if you did, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and like the video. It genuinely takes a lot of effort to put these together, and I plan to keep this channel going. So I'll see you in the next video. Till then, goodbye.